Good morning, Pirate Nation. Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. We continue to live in trying times. Settling into this new normal is proving to be challenging on multiple fronts. Like you, I look forward to a time when we can again gather as a community for a regular day of school, to see our students perform, and to watch them compete. Unfortunately, we're going to have to remain patient. Based on the news from the governor of Iowa's press conference yesterday afternoon, the Hudson Community School District will remain closed through April 30th. This includes all buildings and facilities in our district. All activities remain canceled throughout the duration of this closure, including any open gym, athletic practice, rehearsal, or other activity otherwise sanctioned or not by the school district. Classes will resume and our schools will reopen only when it is deemed safe to do so, working in collaboration with the Iowa Department of Education, the Iowa Department of Public Health, the Black Hawk County Health Department, the administrative leadership team, and the Hudson Board of Directors. Facilities remain accessible only to those personnel essential for continuity of operations, including administrators, clerical staff, custodians, maintenance workers, and our contractors. Understandably, this is not the news that you wanted to hear, and my heart breaks for the students who are missing their teachers and our teachers who are missing their students. I am saddened most of all for the class of 2020 who will be left with a hole in their high school experience and an ending that none of us could have foreseen. There are many questions you have. There are questions that we all have. However, the reality of the situation is we simply don't have all the answers. All we can do each day is the very best we can, and to expect that from everyone else. Our family, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, and even those that we all look to for answers. That's what I ask of you, to do the best that you can. And if we can do that, Pirate Nation, then I promise you everything will be all right. Now, here are a few things that we have been working on that I hope we can provide you with some clarity. First of all, our academics. I want to give a huge shout out to all our teachers for all that they are doing. They are working hard to engage opportunities for students at all grade levels. Recognize this is tough work, and they have made a transformational shift in the way teaching and learning happens. This has all been done on the fly without an ounce of preparation or training. Please help them out by encouraging your child's participation. My administration continues to evaluate the current delivery model of instruction to determine our next steps. This consists of exploring the option of shifting to limited required participation that would include the assessment of student work and awarding of credit. At the same time, we recognize this shift would come with a very steep and challenging set of requirements that will have to be addressed. Part of our deliberative process and conversations right now are to consider how feasible would it really be to launch a rigorous, comprehensive, and accessible academic program in such a short time frame without overloading our teachers, our students, and our parents. We understand that as parents, you are not trained teachers and most certainly did not sign up for this. You are all doing the best you can, and for that, I am thankful. At the same time, we recognize that while we do have a highly trained and capable teaching force, they too are parents, and many of them have young children of their own that exacerbates or adds to our collective challenge. Nevertheless, please know that it is our full intent to hold students harmless during this time. We have been offering educational opportunities in a voluntary format. If and when we determine it is beneficial to move to a compulsory or required model of instruction delivered remotely, we will commit to ensuring an accessible method of instruction that at the very least meets the basic core academic requirements. However, our approach right now is to simply consider what triage is necessary for the loss of instruction during this closure. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the heroic work of our food service staff. Perhaps the most quintessential of essential workers right now, they are working incredibly hard with a fraction of the regular staff to provide our students with the nutrition they need to stay healthy. Not only that, they truly are doing yeoman's work by providing us with not only nutritious meals, but doing all they can to add variety to their menu. Please let them know that you appreciate their efforts. As a reminder, meals are available for students age 18 and under. Additionally, a recent rule change by the U.S. Department of Agriculture makes it easier to maintain social distancing by no longer requiring students to be present during the distribution of the meals. If you are interested in receiving meals, please sign up by visiting our coronavirus webpage. All this does is simply let us know how much food to prepare. Our activity program is equally important to some, and perhaps the most difficult of subjects we need to come to terms with. For some, the very essence of what it means to be a pirate derives from our robust and successful offering of student activities. Many of you are longing for answers regarding some of the big events that are on the horizon. Here's what I can tell you. The musical. The cast and crew of the musical was at the apex of their preparation when the disclosure began. It is still our intention to have the musical, and we have been working closely with the directors to find an appropriate date. One idea that we have been deliberating is having the musical coincide with Hudson Days. Athletics. We continue to follow the guidance of both the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Both organizations have provided clear guidance that we are following with strict adherence. Mr. Werzer is in regular contact with those organizations as needed. All our athletes should prepare themselves for the distinct possibility that there will be no spring sports seasons. Prom. Postponed from April 18th, we still have May 9th scheduled for the prom. However, at this time, the likelihood we host prom for our students is unfortunately diminishing. Yet we remain hopeful. The fact of the matter is, if we need to move the prom date again, it may be very difficult to find a date. And if this is the case, then unfortunately we would have to cancel this. Believe me, we do not want to do this. Perhaps the most important event of the school year is graduation, and the biggest question of all. Currently, graduation is scheduled for May 17th. Fact of the matter is, Mr. Deacon and I went ahead and ordered the printing of the diplomas. While it is entirely in the realm of possibility that we have to postpone graduation, we will find a way to honor our graduates. To the class of 2020, one way or another, I'm going to shake your hand and hand you a diploma. The emergency resolutions adopted by the board remain in full force and effect during this emergency. That stated, the board of directors will hold an electronic meeting in the coming days in accordance with Iowa Code 21.8 to consider continuing resolutions. Normal posting requirements in alignment with Iowa Code 21 will be followed. In closing, I know this is not the news that you wanted to hear today. It is difficult for me not to see you right now. I want you to know that I care about you very much. And make these decisions. We make these decisions because we want to keep you all safe from harm. Continue to do the best that you can. Engage with your teachers. And please learn something new. Stay strong and keep the faith. I am looking forward to seeing you again soon.